Hi, everybody. It's Mark Rushton at markrushton.com. It is Saturday, January 29th, 2022. This video is called As an Artist, Change Everything But the Wife and Kids. Of course, that quote comes from the late Samsung CEO Lee Kun-hee. And when he was trying to transform the company about 30 years ago in his first round as CEO, transforming it from a kind of a provider of cheap, low quality stuff to the respected brand it is today. And anyway, it's a good quote. Change everything but the wife and kids. It's also kind of like it's also yes, it's kind of like the Immaculate Heart College art department rules. Uh, the only rule is work, and of course, consider everything an experiment. So I'm going to talk a little bit about just going riffing off that topic today. Just because there's been so much change going on lately. As you can see, the office has changed a little bit. I got the painting that was on the easel is now up on the wall, and we've moved some things around, moved some things out, cleaned up, vacuumed, all that goodness, and just trying to move forward with everything because I'm going to be getting some new tech in here. And but first, check this out. Check this out. My new chair, which was in the last video, and it's a LaZBoy computer chair. And what's this? What do you want? F drive. Stay. Yeah, I'm just going to unplug you because you're problematic here. That's part of the tech I'm upgrading, and we'll get to that. So yeah, I got this new chair. Um, the old one, I don't even know how old it was. 15 years old, something like that. And it was starting to feel like a board. It all worn out. I've used it quite a bit, and I'd sat in some chairs, like Staples or whatever, over the years. I thought I really liked this. I thought it was a beauty rest, but when I went in the store recently, they didn't have any beauty rest on display, but they had these. They had a whole bunch of different brands, but the LaZBoy, the Arcadian. This is the LaZBoy Arcadian. I got in and I was like, oh yeah, this is great. This is fantastic. I was having some neck and back issues, and I was just like, I got the money. I'm just going to go buy one. And of course, the store, they only had the floor model, and that was not for sale. But I did find this brown one at a store about 25 miles away. And I was like, I wanted the black one, but I got the brown one. That's fine. Picked that up the other night, put it together. It was fairly easy to put together. And worked all day on the day job on this, and it's comfortable, great, solved every problem. Uh, you know, just lazy boy. And so that's good. And then from there, everything just kind of started cascading. It's like, why don't I change everything? Let's just change it. Let's just change it. Well, actually, I'm getting a new computer and new displays for the day job, because that computer is beyond end of life. It's way out of warranty. And those displays, that one right there is a teenager. They work, but they're fading, What's that, dog years or something, like a monitor years, right? They're LCDs, but they're old. And so those are the computer's on the way. I don't know, who knows when the displays are going to arrive, but worry about that when that happens. So I thought I'd change some other things around. Of course, I got a new iPad. I got this is the ninth generation iPad. Again, nothing super fancy, and I've been very happy with it. Sold the first generation iPad, and I think I'm going to keep the iPad Air. It's just a extra instrument. I could have sold it, but I had a little falling out with eBay after almost 24 years. I mean, I may buy a few things through them in the future. I'm done selling. I'm done selling things on eBay. I just, yesterday, I have a little side business selling little things, we don't need to go into, I'm not going to sell them anymore. But they're a little, lightweight things that can go in an envelope, and people don't have to buy 10 of them. They can just buy one. It's just trying to be minimalist or whatever. But um, somebody had not. I mentioned this in the video yesterday, but somebody had not received it within several days, and I was given the option of either refunding the buyer or sending more of the item, and the item doesn't cost that much. And so I contacted the buyer. I said, "You just want me to send you 2 more?" And he's like, "No problem." I said, "Fine. I'll get them out in the mail today." Great. And then the eBay, because they have some sort of automation thing and then outsource their customer service, decided to just automatically refund the buyer uh, Thursday. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And I talked to, and some gal called me from Utah, and it was not good. I said, "We're done. We're done. I don't care how much of this inventory I got here. I've made my money. I'm done messing with this. This was just like a fun little side hustle, trying to help people out, trying to help be minimalists, right?" But yeah, I could move on. Again, change everything but the wife and kids. Like, I don't need to do that anymore. It was fun for a while, right? It was fun for a while. So there's that. There's that. And then I pulled all my art listings off of eBay, which were getting some views. They were getting views, but again, no sales. And that wasn't the whole point. Was to have those originals out there, and you have at least some sort of a gallery, some sort of way to point to somebody and say, "This is where my work is." Because as a fine artist, I'm not in galleries anymore, and the online thing is difficult. There is, I think, I'm pretty sure I know where I'm going next with regard to an online gallery and what I want to be able to do. But I don't have the time for that right now because I have things like this and all the other stuff going on around me. And you kind of have to be careful with things. Your time, other you get overcommitted, and then you want to be able to do what you have time to do, what you should be able to do. And so what I'm doing with that is I'm trying to get, again, set up for success. And one of the things that I'm doing with that is changing the technology. This computer, as you can see, since I do the whole screen here, you can see that this is a Windows 7 computer. It's old. It's 10 or 11 years old. It's served me well over the years. I've got 2 displays here, and one of them is very old, and the power button doesn't work. Luckily, it's in the on position, but that's that, and sometimes it gets a little it's like you need to do the vertical hold adjustment on the old TV. It's just what it's like. And so it's like, oh, it's time to get rid of that too. And so what I got, well, actually, I bought one of these um, several months ago. My wife and daughter went out to Vegas. She went to Electric Daisy Carnival and uh, needed like an extra laptop to just kind of mess around with, in the hotel room or whatever. And so I got this one here, and this is a Gateway. Yes, Gateway is back. Gateway is back. No cows on here, but Gateway is back. And I got it through Walmart.com. And I think it was about $450, something like that. And it was very nicely spec'd. The 14-inch screen, and it came with an 11th generation Intel i5 processor, 16 gigs of RAM, an SSD with 512 gigabytes. It was pretty well spec'd. There's no HDMI port. I think there's a USB-C port. It's like, this is pretty well spec'd. That's actually a good price, and super lightweight, and screen looks great. And so that was sort of like the travel laptop, the extra laptop, the loaner. Like, if there's a problem, if like my wife's computer goes on the fritz or something, well, we got one right here, which is crazy, the redundancy or whatever. So I was all kind of like, well, maybe, first I bought one of my daughters a new computer, and her old one was 6 or 7 years old. It's pretty nicely specced out. I put an SSD in it, and that was a lot of fun. Not and and then I went and did the. I was all prepared to turn that desktop into, and it's got 16 gigs of RAM, and I don't know what fifth or sixth generation whatever processor. Um, So I was all prepared to turn that into the new desktop because I put Windows 10 on it and everything like that. And then I did a big check on, is it compatible with Windows 11? It's not. It's the process, something about the processor, right? And it's an HP, and I'm just like, I don't want to. I don't want to upgrade the. I don't want to upgrade the CPU or anything like that. I'm like, I think I, yeah. And then the video card, the little fan that on the video cards, the bearing or something was going bad. It was making a lot of noise. So I ordered a new fan from China. That'll be here in the next week or so. But that's couldn't use that. I was like, it's time for me to buy a new computer. I've got royalties, for God's sakes. So what I ended up doing, I ended up buying another one of these. I bought another one of these. I'm deciding to not. I'm not going to do desktop anymore. I'm going to get all minimalist. I'm going to do a laptop. And anyway, I found one of these. It's just a few months later, and it was refurbished on Walmart.com, and it was like $329. Same specs. Yeah, 11th generation Intel i5, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 SSD, refurbished, which, that can mean a company ordered 2,000 of them and then never took delivery, and then they got released, or they took delivery and they said, well, we only need 300, have them back, right? They've never been opened up. That's typically what refurbished means. That's different from open box. But who knows? I don't care. It's the warranty. These things are cheap, right? As opposed to everything else. So I ordered one of those, and I was just like, you know what? Let's get some new displays in here too. So I went on Best Buy, and they had over at the Best Buy, just a few miles away. They had an HB 31 and a half inch, one of those super wide displays. So I won't need two displays. I just have one display, 31 and a half inch wide, 1920 by 1080 resolution, HDMI out. I think it also had USB-C out as well. But I really only need HDMI. It's like I get rid of two displays. Those are good. Those will be donated to Goodwill. And then the new laptop. And then I'll use like a little whatever USB-C docking station or something like that if I need extra ports or whatever for extra hard drives or something like that. Who knows? I may not need that much. And so that's in the works. I gotta go pick that up before 7 o'clock tonight, and that's going to be fun. That'll be fun. That's not, and there wasn't much. It was like $224. I'm like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So hopefully that works out real well, and I'll have more desktop space, and I'll be able to get the scanner out and have it up here, and get rid of this third display over here. Put the printer up here so I can see. I could use a new printer too. I would love to get eventually a color laser. I would like a color laser. I have a black and white laser, but I have so much toner because you can buy that stuff super super cheap. I don't like the inkjet. I like the laser stuff because then you don't have to deal with the chips and everything like that. It's been a problem with everything lately. Not enough chips, too many chips. I don't know. So this is all going to change here very soon, and that's for the better. And of course, then you have to do things like install software and move files. But most of the files that I have need to be just moved off and archived or put into what was this thing here? Oh, my Western Digital Passport hard drive. I don't know how many gigs this is here. A little SSD external drive. I got this a few years ago. This is like an automatic backup that I use every single, well, not every single night, but most nights. And because I had been paying for one of those backup services. I think it was like Amazon or S3, and it was just a complete nightmare. Why am I paying all this money to Amazon when I could just go out to Amazon and pay $90 and have my automatic backup? Hopefully this thing works, right? So I'm doing that. It's a lot of tech changes here. And the phone's only a couple months old. And then this is a replacement phone because the other phone, the charging port went bad. What else you got here? What else you got? Oh, the new MPOW uh, Bluetooth. These are good for listening to podcasts. They're not good for listening to music. These uh, these things that don't pair very well are better for listening to music. But I like these because they have the one wire and they pair and they connect, and they're kind of fun to use in the garage when mowing, stuff like that, going for a walk, being in certain stores and not listening to the just screechy music at high volume. So there's that. Oh, I got the new wireless mouse. Nothing fancy, but it made all the difference in the world, as you can see here. Yeah. So I got all that going on, and then also, because I um, decided to ditch the eBay art store, and I'm like, I, you know, I got to think about where I want to go with my art in the future, and I got all these great images out here that I've made in the last few years here, and this is all the um, acrylic ink on Tyvek synthetic paper. I mean, look at that. I know you get the glow of everything there, but I mean that's pretty fascinating. That abstract landscape, this sort of stuff. And I got, but this is in, as you can see here, this is in a lot of these different Itoya Profolio booklets, and so I want to kind of go through everything and reorganize it, give it new catalog numbers, try to put that stuff into Airtable, and start over again. And really, with that sort of stuff, is not about originals. Um, I I think I want to take the same concept that I have with my music catalog and apply it to the art, and have that out there distributed, not to galleries, not to every single place on the planet, because that's not how art is done, but at least have it available as an interesting art object, at least as a print. And for now, we can get back to originals down the road or whatever. But I think that's kind of where I want to go. I just want to be the art producer and I get marketeer and everything like that. But as far as like, you know, shows and, the live thing, I don't know. I think I'm not sure I'm not sure what the future holds with regard to brick and mortar art galleries and that sort of thing, and the future for artists and that sort of thing. I'm willing to take that leap into another area. First, um, by offering my imagery in print form, and by print I mean like dye sublimation on aluminum sheets, on canvas, on paper, however that is going to be achieved. And I thought about buying a dye sublimation printer next or later in the year. I may still do that. They're kind of pricey, but if you have your catalog out there and you're constantly promoting it one way or the other, uh, trying to get those get people interested in that sort of thing. I know there's a million artists out there, and they've all got their stuff, and they all trying to make the big time, right? I don't want to make the big time. I just want to have an outlet, and be at that final place I need to be. And I know over the years, I've tried so many different things, and they're all the same, right? So it's like the Rubik's cube. You have to change everything until you can get to a good point there. Change everything but the wife and kids. So yeah, that's the next thing. I got to run to the store and get some removable stickers and update the catalog and update everything in the website, or not the website, but the computer. Eventually, I'll try to get some things, just some more imagery on the web. I guess I don't know, but again, there's something bigger that I'm going to be doing down the road. This is like 4, 5, 6 months down the road with regard to the art. As far as I'm concerned, it's like renting a place, but it's like I don't want to have to design another website, right? And whether it's not going to be through markrushton.com. It'll be linked off. It's not going to be something like Squarespace, which I did for a while, and that was it. I'm not going to do WordPress because I hate WordPress. Microsoft front page, just like HTML, just backslash, whatever. So, I'm just changing everything, changing all the technology, and just trying to improve everything. Just trying to improve everything. I've got, nothing to apologize for. It's, you know, I, I got all this great art here, and it's not out there. So I have to go. It's just like my music. I have to go and get it into something like Airtable. I have to go and recategorize it. I have to have it easily available on the computer. So when the next thing, the next thing comes along, I can go and easily update everything with regard to titles and metadata and imagery and stuff like that. So it's kind of laying the groundwork for that right now, recategorizing everything. So still got the fire in you, huh? Even at my advanced age, you never just, if you're an artist, if you're an artist and you have at least some time, you want to do that creative thing, you want to do that creative thing. And just this past year and a half here, I've had so little time to do things because I've been so busy walking through the valley of darkness. Oh yeah, yeah. And you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You finder of lost children, strike down upon thee with. I'm joking. I'm joking. My wallet does not say bad MFer on it. That's for sure. I'm a lover, not a fighter. All right. If you made it this far, it's just ridiculous. And we'll talk to you later.